everybody, and welcome to ThinkerThemer. I'm Amy.
Hello.
This is my wife, Maggie, and today we're on the other side of our table.
Welcome to behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
We just turned the camera the other way, and then this just happened. So now you get to see what we see when we're
recording. And what are we staring into? Well, look what we've done. We've put all of our postcards up behind us, all of the postcards that you all lovingly sent us over the course of the pandemic.
Hopefully some of them look familiar. You know,
yeah, you might recognize
that's
some.
one over there or that over there. You might be on the ones on there or that are on the frame. So if you are, I'm sorry. But you're there.
But you're there.
Somewhere.
And we finally got them back on show because we were looking for a great spot for them. We knew we wanted to have them as a background somewhere, and now we get to stare into them every time we're making a game review. And I always notice all the different locations and places, and they remind me of different people and the conversations we've had in the comments. So it's just really nice. And it was really nice to like put them all up and read all of the comments again and remember just like the years that have gone by. Just amazing. So thank you,
You were so
everyone.
young back then. A year and a bit ago. Yeah. Anyways. What's happening? What are we doing? Why are we on the other side of the table?
Doing a random video that is not exactly gaming related, but we wanted to update everybody.
I mean, it is a little bit.
It's adjacent.
It's gaming adjacent.
It's gaming adjacent. It's about us and going to some conventions.
Yes.
So you would have seen in the thumbnail. It was a bit of a spoiler, the thumbnail. But we are headed back over to the US, and we were not expecting to. So
this wasn't planned. This wasn't scripted. Yeah. No, it just sort of turned out like that.
This year, we went to Dice Tower West earlier in the year, which was amazing in Las Vegas.
Yes.
We love that convention because it's so gaming focused.
Yeah, you just play games. You just go there and you know that the focus is to just stay up for as long as possible, play as many games as possible, and just try and not pass out, essentially.
Yeah, with that amazing library of like 7,000 games. It's incredible. Yeah. But anyway, we thought we'd go to that, and then we probably weren't going to make it to any other US conventions this year. However, my work has... well, there's been an opportunity come up outside of gaming. I don't work in gaming full time, as most of you know. But my job has provided us with the opportunity to travel to the US and work from there because I have some meetings over there. And we thought, you know, I could just go by myself and fly backwards and forwards, but that gets a bit tiring.
Then I could also just tag along. You know,
you could just come, or we could just stay. And maybe it's summer in the US, and maybe that's nicer.
Make it into a holiday, and well, a holiday for me.
Holiday for you. We will definitely be working from the US.
If there just so happen to be a couple of conventions while we're there.
Well, I mean, it'd be rude not to. And it's the weekends. Weekends, we don't have to work.
Yeah, exactly.
During the week, we're going to be working very weird hours to be on the Australian time zone.
Obviously
So we'll be like working all into the night.
Yeah.
But it's worth it because it means we can get to a couple of conventions that we weren't expecting to be at. And the first one is actually in just a few weeks. It's in 2.5 weeks. It is the LevelUp Retreat.
Yeah.
So this is in the tri-state area. The first time we've ever been to a gaming event over on the East Coast. So very excited about that.
Yes, that'll be a new experience for us. Get to meet the gamer or the gaming vibe. I can't believe I just said vibe. It's one of those things.
You're so cool.
I'm so hip. Just saying the word hip. See, it just happens.
But Maggie used to live over in New York, actually.
I did live in New York from when I was 17 for about 3.5 years. So yeah, obviously it's changed a lot.
And we're not actually going to New York. We're going to Stamford, Connecticut, which we have never been to before. But that's where the LevelUp Retreat is happening at the Hilton there. And it's from July 14th to 16th. So really soon.
Yeah.
And we've never been to a LevelUp Retreat before.
No.
Never been to Stamford before. Never been to a LevelUp Retreat before. I believe it's going to be more gaming focused.
Yes, as in playing games. So more like sit down and play games, kind of like possibly like the focus of like Dice Tower West, where you're playing.
Getting to meet with some great people. There are, as far as we're aware, there's quite a few other content creators going as well. It was Alex from Board Game Co. who invited us originally, so thank you to him and the LevelUp team for for inviting us over there. So that's very exciting. But of course, like Professor Meg and Devon are going to be there.
And the people that we haven't met before.
Yeah, like Jenna from Board Game Garden.
Yes, and Carly as well from Board Game Buzz.
Board Game Buzz on Instagram. So yeah, lots of people. I believe Foster the Meeple are going to be there.
We do know Foster the Meeple.
We do.
We go way back.
Dice Tower West.
But it's still really awesome to catch up.
Yeah, it'd be so good to see them. Yeah. And a whole host of other people. So we are going to be able to catch up with them. And of course, if any of you are going, you're from the tri-state area, go and check it out. It sounds like it's going to be a really great time. We're excited to go and just play. We're not doing any... Well, as far as I know,
not like events
we're not doing
anything like that.
I think there are, but I don't think we're doing any panels or anything. So we'll just be there playing. So if you see us,
hanging out,
come and say hi. We'd love to sit down and have a game with you. We're really excited to get over to that part of the world, which we haven't been to as far as our gaming world has been concerned.
Correct.
Certainly not since doing content. So that's very exciting.
So that's experience number 1. And then there's another.
Then we are going to be going to GenCon again,
which is excellent because last year was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. So we have been to GenCon twice. Once way back, 2016. When we weren't in content creation. And we were very new to gaming. And so it was all just like, I don't know where to look. And then
we just kind of walked around very awkwardly going, I don't know what, but this is so cool. And, played a couple of games and then was like, oh, that was amazing. And then that was it.
And it was the release of Scythe.
Yeah.
And so everybody was lined up.
Out the front
and we
door
had no idea what was going on. We're like, what is this game? Why is there a line? And then fast forward to 2022 and we are in every line because we're lining up.
Amy had done her research and she knew up front all the lines that you had to be in. We were divide and conquer, make sure that you go there and get this thing before it sells out and go over there. So very different experiences.
And I think that will be the same as this year.
Mapping out the whole thing in advance, having the full list of okay, what do we want to make sure? Because it's a long time, but at the same time, it's not enough time because there's so much going on that you're not. It's kind of like those big Euros where you can't do everything. You're not going to get enough time to do everything, so you kind of have to pick your strategy. Yeah.
And last year when we went to GenCon, actually, I should say GenCon is, I believe, I've written it up here, the 3rd till the 6th of August. So that's in Indianapolis, in case you weren't aware. That's where we're going to be for this con.
Yep.
And GenCon is a huge sprawling beast. There's lots of RPG things going on. There's lots of different events that are happening. Last year, Maggie and I managed to sneak away a little bit from the board gaming and did a bit of miniature painting. So we actually took a couple of classes. But I don't know, I like hanging out in the exhibition hall. So it was hard to leave and go and do that. And I get FOMO and I just want to be around all the people.
I felt like even though we were there the whole time, there were things in the exhibition hall that I feel like I didn't see that. I don't think I saw that. So there's still always more time that you can spend there. So I think I agree. I even though it was nice to have that little time away, I think it's going to be good to just try and maximize the time.
And also I'd like to sign up for more game previews because last year we did Twilight Imperium, Twilight Inscription, the roll and write
Had
version.
we done Twilight Imperium, that would have been
whole day. But that was really great because we got to be taught a game first of all, so that's always very exciting
by the designer, which is always,
even more exciting.
Always special as well.
But because the con is so focused on buying things, because the exhibition hall is just
retail,
is so full, and all the new games are there. It's very exciting. It's an extrovert stream because you're just bouncing around. And of course, I was buying lots of things, but we didn't get to play a lot at GenCon last time, which is fine because that's why we go to other gaming cons. But it was really nice to sit down and get taught a game and experience one. So maybe I'll sign up to more of those.
That's a good idea. I'm down with that plan.
I'm still trying to find the right balance for GenCon.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. And one part of it is just going with the flow as well. Because at night, everybody goes and plays games wherever in the BGG hotness area or in the hotels. And so it was really nice to just follow people around, end up playing a game over here, staying up too late over there. It was just fun.
You never know. You never know where you're going to end up and what you're going to be playing.
Well, there's so many people that go to GenCon that it's just the whole city turns into this just gaming
and it doesn't matter
universe.
where you're walking. Yeah, there's always an incidental game kind of happening in a corner there or on the floor. Yeah, where there's a surface essentially where people can kind of put cards or throw dice.
Yeah,
it's happening.
Yeah. So we are going to be in the US across those 3 weeks. We will be working. Both of us will be working from the US, and we'll be working from Minneapolis in the beginning. I've got some work there, and then in Chicago. And so if you're in Minneapolis or Chicago, also let us know if there's some great board game cafes or some great gaming nights. We'd love to get along to some of those if we can. It's going to be a little bit tricky working on the Australian time zone
because it's
in
usually
the
at
evenings,
night time when you would be doing the socializing and checking things out is when we're going to be like
in a world of pain, trying to stay awake, writing reports and doing our day jobs.
Going, good morning, back home.
Yeah, we were wide awake, definitely. We weren't playing games this morning, and now we're really tired. But also, we have the weekend. So, we'll be around hanging out. So if you are in those areas, just let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we'll be heading home back to Melbourne for a bit more Melbourne winter. But then we are actually heading back over to Germany for Essen Spiel.
The Grail convention. Yes. That's the big one that we've always wanted to go to, and finally this year.
Finally. Yeah. From the 5th until the 8th of October. It's in Essen, Germany. And of course, this is the biggest con on the gaming calendar every year. And we've never been to it. And people keep saying to us, it's such an interesting cultural experience. Like
it's very different.
It's very laid back.
Yeah. But then also the sheer number of apparently there's a lot of indie Euro stuff, which is very bizarre because usually you hear like whenever we go to indie kind of conventions or days where there's like indie games, it's usually like the smaller sort of abstracty kind of games or cute little theme. But this. I just imagine that there's going to be like all these games that obviously all the designers a lot of the designers will be there, but all these kind of designers that you've never heard of that are showcasing and selling their games, because apparently that's kind of like what happens. And again, I don't know, we've never been, but it's like people just sort of have potentially even like small runs of games that they just bring and they
I don't know where you're getting this information from.
I imagine it's kind of like Tokyo Game Market, but with euros instead of like cards and trick taking. That's what's happening in my mind.
That's interesting.
I don't know if that's accurate, but
I don't know about that.
Well, maybe that's the convention that needs to be created.
What I've heard about Essen Spiel is that there's not a lot of like gaming areas, but there's a lot of demos going on. So all of the publishers will have different demos of games. You can sit down and have a little try of them. Yeah. But there's also a lot of buying of games. And what I've heard is that locals will bring trolleys with them and stock up on all their Christmas gifts for later in the year, because apparently it is super cheap, not picking up new games necessarily, but older titles, secondhand games. So I've heard it's actually a great place to buy games generally. Of course, we'll probably be, trying to find the hotness as usual. Yeah. But,
I'm already dreading the luggage space. I don't know how we're going to...
We're going to need a lot of luggage.
Oh. Yeah. But that's fun.
Anyway, so fun. So those are the 3 conventions that we have to round out this year. We've been very fortunate to get to a lot of conventions this year. Just the way things have aligned, we honestly did not think that we were going to make it to these additional 2 in the US. Yeah. So that's a huge
bonus that we were not expecting. So that's exciting.
Yeah, and we just get so much out of it because, we often get to meet people who have watched the channel, sit down and play a game together. And it's just really nice to be out there in the community and not just... changing sides of our room, of our tiny room.
How do we spice things up? I know. Let's sit on the other side of the table. Nailed it. Yeah. We're so cool.
We're so great.
What?
So that's basically that's the reason why we're making this video today, is to let you all know where we're going to be in case you can make it as well, or in case you're already going. But the other thing is we just wanted to give you an update on the channel. So this year we did put an end to Small Talk and Back Chat. We kind of shelved those for a little bit. We'd been doing them for I think 2 years.
Yeah, pretty much. I think,
and that was every Monday thing, alternating, and those videos were just taking a long time to create. Small Talk was okay because we always got to sit down with a cuppa, and it was a bit more light, and we could just
laid back
and chat about our lives. But Backchat was taking, upwards of 16 or 17 hours a week, and
between the research and then the editing and all of that,
a lot. And we just started to, I stopped backing a lot of things, and then the campaigns were drying up, and so there was less to talk about. I think that's changed a bit now. Crowdfunding's come back a little bit, and there's many more titles that are releasing on there, of course. But for us, we just wanted to park that and try something new. And so this year, to reinvigorate the channel, we started our 10 out of 10 series.
10 comma out of 10.
Comma out of 10.
Yes.
Where we're rating every game in our collection. It's now halfway through the year. Are we halfway through our collection?
No. I'm looking back at the shelves and, at the floor as well, because there's stuff
absolutely
taken over. So no, we're not halfway through.
I would like to try and finish rating all of our games by the end of the year. But that's an ambitious goal. And of course, there's a lot of big Euros that are kind of at the tail end. And
there's going to be a lot of travel as well. So obviously all that time when we're away, we're not going to be able to be doing the stuff that requires this table. We're probably just going to be doing more on the road type things, and then obviously featuring whatever we're playing at the time or whatever we're discovering and coming across. So it's probably again going to be a little bit different.
It will be a little bit different from here.
So bear with us.
But we know you all. Thank you for giving us such kind feedback about that series, because we know you all are really enjoying it, and we're sorry that they're few and far between as we spool up. But what we're trying to do this year is really just do the content that is bringing us joy.
The most joy.
The things that we're doing organically, because the problem with making content is it can start to feel a bit like a second job, especially if you work full time, because your whole weekend is taken up with, for us, trying to deliver that Monday video. And so we wanted it to not come across like that, like, you don't
want to get to a point where you start like getting so stressed out that you even start resenting it. It's like that
because
it reads
reads on
you
camera.
Want to make sure that you're keeping the love and the joy and so I think we are pretty good, I feel, at checking in with each other and going, okay, how are we going? Do we need to pivot anything? And so I think that shift to just taking some of that pressure off and just creating the content of the stuff that we're really enjoying at that time, which then means that it's a little bit more inconsistent, but it's probably more sustainable from a, life force.
Because we don't want to get to the point where we're just like, we can't do this anymore. We really actually...
Which can happen. Like, people can just burn out and be like, you just need to get out, sort of thing.
But we actually really love the process, the creativity. We still love gaming. And so now what we do is every week we just check in with each other and we're like, should we play a whole heap of this from our shelf? Like when we did the abstracts one, we're like, it would be really fun to go back through all of our abstracts. Let's do that this week.
Will it be fun? Abstracts?
I don't know. More fun than all of us
anticipated. Admit, there were some abstracts that I did not see coming in a good way. And I was like, wait a second. What are you doing? Yeah, okay.
But that's how we're deciding about how we make content. Or we play a game like Edoa we played recently, and we're like, you know what, this is great. Like, let's make a video about this. And so we're trying to be a lot more organic like that. And that means that we're actually saying no to a lot of publishers lately. We're not signing ourselves up for a lot of Kickstarter previews because that comes with a deadline, which messes with that whole organic kind of cycle of content. Bear with us while it's a bit random, but we hope you enjoy like what we're enjoying throughout the weeks. And please, if you ever have any feedback about our channel, feel free to drop it in the comments below. We do read all the comments, even if sometimes we don't get a chance to reply to all of them.
We can't get to them, but we do read them.
All, and Maggie and I both get the notifications on our phones all the time, and so we're always like, did you read that comment, or that was so funny, or that's a good idea, or we didn't think of that. So we're always discussing the comments, and we'd love to hear if you have any thoughts on the types of content that you're really enjoying from our channel, what you'd like to see more of, and we'll definitely try and work that in. But That's
it. I think that's it for and now you know what the other side of the table looks like.
Yeah,
so
you've got
like,
Maggie's editing space.
Yes, this is
over
where
here.
the magic kind of happens. All the editing happens on that computer, and that
when we're done filming, and I'm like, the hard work is done.
I'm like, no, the hard work is just beginning.
It's literally just starting now.
So yeah, I spend a lot of hours in that corner.
A lot of hours in that corner editing.
But it's labor of love. So do it with I do it gratefully. Yes.
Anyway, happy Monday. We very much well, I almost got all the way through without messing up, but there you go. We can leave that in.
Yeah, we'll leave that in.
We'll leave
I'm not
that
editing
in.
anymore.
No, I know. I was like tripping over my words in the last minute.
What are you trying to say?
I just wanted to say have a great week.
Yes.
And we hope that we can see you at some of these cons or somewhere in the US or for the first time in Europe as well. We know a lot of people and a lot of viewers are going to Essen Spiel and we would love to organize a meetup or something. So drop in the comments below, feedback. Are you coming to these cons? Let's meet up.
Is my idea of Essen completely, wrong and wildly out there? And should that then be a convention that happens? I'm not going to make it happen, but someone should.
Find Maggie the Indie Euro convention. Anyway, have a great week ahead. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.